Hello there and welcome back to this modern front-end development by example course where today we're going to be starting section 5 where we're going to be creating a voting application. So what's cool about this is that this is going to be a single page application which is actually a very popular technology in modern front-end development. So yeah, essentially what that means is that we won't have to refresh the page to make changes. This is going to be very, very fun. Alright, so here we are in our first lesson of our looking at backend, of our fifth section. So without further ado, let's jump right in. Today we're just going to be creating the backend. So what we looked at in the previous section, we're just going to be creating the backend for our voting system. Alright, so here we are in our folder where we store all of our code. Let's go ahead and open up terminal here. Alright, let's go to cd into this folder. There we go. We can type in mkdir voting-system. There we go. It's going to create the voting system folder. Let's cd into that. Voting system. Alright, and there we go. So here we can actually go ahead and create our app. So first of all, let's do npm init. So that's going to go ahead and init this as a node project. So let's go ahead and just enter here. Alright, there we go. So here we have a package.json now created. So now this is now a node project essentially. And now let's install our dependencies. So we're going to be installing npm I express first of all. So remember, Express is the framework we use for developing our actual endpoint. npm I MongoDB. So this is going to be the MongoDB database driver that we're going to be using. Let's install EJS as well. All right, there we go. So now we have all of our dependencies installed. We can actually go ahead and get this project up and running. So let's create a let's touch app.js. This is going to create a file here. You can see create app.js. This is going to be the actual file where we're going to be adding our JavaScript code for our server, Node.js code, I guess. And let's also go ahead and make a directory here, mkdir views. So this is going to be for our views. Let's cd into views. Here we're going to touch index.html. So create the index.html file. Alright, so if we go there, you should see index.html. And then let's also make a directory here. Let's make a directory CSS, cd into CSS. And then let's go ahead and do touch styles.css. Alright, there we go. So that'll create all of our files that we need. And now we can actually go ahead and write our backend. So let's go and open up app.javascript with Atom, as always. Alright, there we go. So that opened it up. Let me make this a little bit bigger. Alright, so here we're going to go ahead and start actually writing our application. This should all be very similar to what we did in the previous lesson. So const, server equals require express, const mongo equals require MongoDB. Okay, and then express equals server, const express equals server, const db equals mongo.mongo client. All right, and there we go. So now we can just do express dot set view engine comma EJS. So that's going to set the view engine to EJS, embedded JavaScript templates, and then express dot use server dot static underscore directory name plus slash views. So that's going to set the static content to this views folder so that we can actually use our CSS and index.html files as well. Alright, so now let's go and also connect to our database. So we're going to do db.connect MongoDB localhost port 27017. Remember, we went over MongoDB in the previous section. Error client using the fat arrow function here. There we go. Perfect. So, and we do need to have Mongo running. We're going to start that up later on. So then we can do const database, create a database object here. That's going to be client.db. Select the database name. Let's just say voting system. There we go, simple as that. So now let's create a list of voted. So this is going to be voting keys, so essentially the social security numbers. So let's do let SSN equals, just a square empty list for now. Now let's go ahead and do server.get, that's slash, request response. We're going to go ahead and res.render index.ejs. And actually, now that I think about it, in views, yeah, we have this index.html. We need to rename this to index.ejs. There we go. That's going to rename that. There we go. Perfect. Okay, so now this is going to go ahead and return this index.ejs. Let's go ahead and add an h1 tag here. There we go. And this h1 tag, essentially all it's going to do is just voting system. There we go. Simple as that. All right, now test this out to make sure that everything works. Let's go to terminal. Let's cd up a folder, cd again up, ls. Let's list all the files. So we have app.js here. Let's nodemon .js. Remember, we installed nodemon. This allows us to go ahead and whoops, we actually got an error. Mondo. So this nodemon allows us to go ahead and okay, we got a problem. Okay, that's odd. Okay, I see that problem. So the problem we're having is that we don't have our database running, so we just need to do command N here. It's bigger, mongod. There we go, and that's going to start up our database. And now we should just be able to refresh this. Let's do space back command S and terminal. And there we go. All right, so now we get server.get is not a function, which is also, not server express.get. There we go. A lot of mistakes here. All right, there we go. And now everything's correct. So we get a warning here, but this isn't actually an error. This is just a warning. We can ignore it for now. Now we can go ahead and actually go to a browser. So let's go to Chrome here. All right, there we go. So we got Chrome opened. Now let's actually go ahead and go to localhost port 3000. All right. Okay. So we actually, okay. We totally forgot to actually listen. So here we're going to add in express.listen and then 3000. There we go. All right, let's save that. Terminal. Okay, perfect. Google Chrome, refresh, and there we go. So now we get voting system. Things working correctly. All right, so now that we've done that, we can actually go ahead and create our vote method. So we're going to do express.post. Here we're going to do /vote, pass in a fat arrow function callback, request response. Okay, I can't type today. There we go. There we go. Well, let's just do if. So if this list of already voted social security numbers dot includes query dot vote, there we go. This is going to be a name of a person that we're voting for. So we're going to have two candidates like Bob and Bill or something like that, and this is just going to be the name. Or actually, no, this isn't going to be the name. This is going to be the actual social security number. So now I think about it, no, this is going to be SSN. There we go. So if the social security number that the user is inserting has already voted, essentially, so he can't vote again. So that's essentially what we're doing here. But now what we can go ahead and do is something like database dot collection. So we're going to use the votes collection, votes dot insert, and then an object. Vote is going to be request query dot vote. All right, there we go. And as always, we're going to use a callback here, error result, fat arrow function, pass a function inside the callback, which will get executed afterwards. And here all we're going to do is if ERR, we're going to return process.exit1, so we're going to stop the application to not get any errors. Then we're going to do SSN dot unshift request query SSN. There we go. Okay, and then here we can go ahead and do res.send. Now here, instead of sending a actual HTML file, we're actually going to just be sending JSON data. So this is going to be the single page application aspect of it. So essentially, instead of going to an all new file and refreshing the page, we're just going to update the data in our browser. So here we're going to send back an object status, something like a success, and then message something like successfully voted. All right, there we go. That's what we're going to send back. And now we can go ahead and actually we can go ahead and else here. So this is going to be if the actual user hasn't voted with the social security number yet. So if the user hasn't voted, so we're going to actually vote. And then else we're going to go ahead and do else we're going to do res.send an object here as well, also JSON data. Status is going to be equal to error, and the message is going to be equal to already voted. There we go. Okay, and other than that should be all good. So now let's go ahead and save that. Let's go to Postman. Let's open up Postman here. All right, let's give it a second to actually open up. There we go. I opened up Postman. So let's change this to post. Let's do localhost port 3000 /vote. All right, there we go. Let's go ahead and add in some URL parameters here. So first of all, we need to add the SSN. So let's say that our SSN is going to be something like, I don't know, my SSN, so social security number. And then vote, we're going to vote for Bill. All right, there we go. Is here we can do console.log and then SSN, social security number is going to be equal to request query SSN, and then plus space vote is going to be request query dot vote. All right, there we go. That's just gonna actually log it to the console. So let's go to Postman. We can now go ahead and submit the request. Let's send. Okay, so we got an error connecting. Let's see what's the problem. Okay, so we got a problem. Cannot read property SSN of undefined, huh? Okay, so request query SSN. Huh, that's odd. Everything seems to be good here. So it's right here what happens is we actually go ahead and on shift we get request quest SSN. So we need query. There we go. So now we should be able to go ahead and go to Postman. Let's send the request. All right, and there we go. So now we get status success, message successfully voted, and we can see here that it prints SSN my SSN and vote Bill. So we voted for Bill, and we have SSN. That's the social security number is my SSN. So now if we actually go to Mongo here, to the Mongo client. All right, let's see what database do we actually have here. Where is it? Voting system. Use voting system. All right, so now we can do database dot. Actually, we can do show collections. There we go. Votes. So database dot collection votes dot find. Okay, so we got an under. Oh, okay, forgot to close off votes here. All right, there we go. Database.collection is not a function, huh? All right, and there we go. So now we have 2 votes for Bill, and yeah, so that's correct. I mean, that we did vote twice. So yeah, there we go. Perfect. So I mean, we do have a problem that if we restart our application, then our SSN list gets cleared, so we can vote twice. But all we would have to do is just go ahead and take that into the database, store that in the database, and then that problem would be solved. But since this is more focused on writing the sort of front end of our app, this section, using jQuery, so yeah, that's actually all we need to do with the back end. Other than that, we can now finish up with this lesson, and then next time we can go over what exactly jQuery is.